Welcome back to the Uranium Fever channel. It's patch day and the Atomic Shop has a new Enclave bundle with a series of armor paints now available. But that's not all, as there's also a new shelter with the nuclear test bunker, which comes with a pretty interesting feature. Join me as we take a closer look at these new items in game. So heading to the Atomic Shop, you can pick up the nuclear test bunker for 1500 atoms, which is a pretty standard price for one of these. Elsewhere, you also have a choice of 2 Enclave theme bundles. For 1500 atoms, you can pick up the armor bundle, which contains the 4 new paints for combat, marine, scout, and secret service armors. But it also comes with a Screaming Eagle paint for the handmade, a model of the atom, and a That's Mine loot bag skin. The only difference between these bundles actually is the second is only the paint sets. Perhaps bundle isn't even the correct term, but yeah, essentially you pay 300 less and you get all 4. Finishing up here though, let's take a closer look at these paints. Emblazoned with the Enclave symbol, each has a dark green plating with a lime green trim. Same goes for the Screaming Eagle, which actually perfectly matches the new sets. And yeah, here's the Marine, Scout, and Secret Service next to each other. I think if I had to pick one, the Marine armor is probably the standout. But yeah, interesting to see these pop up in the Atomic Shop. I was half expecting these to be the armor paints for a future season scoreboard. Here's a closer look at the new loot bag as well. What do you think of these new paints though? I know some people have mentioned preferring an all black look, similar to the Enclave power armor from Fallout 3. Anyway, moving on to the new shelter, the nuclear test bunker. Quick look at the model of the atom as well, which I may have forgotten to show up close. Anyway, the test bunker shares the same entry options as the missile silo, with the smaller hatch an option if this concrete structure is too much. Setting it down and heading inside, my first thought was about the lighting. And from what I can see, it does appear that the lighting in here is fixed. Please correct me though if I have missed an off switch. It makes total sense from a thematic perspective, but there does seem to be a permanent orange hue to the lighting in here. I do really like the wall and roof textures, and I think it would be great to see these kind of textures actually applied to a future build set or defense set perhaps. Not the biggest space, but I think that's okay. It's still big enough that fully decorating the area might leave you a little bit stretched, as down here you can actually find 2 large rooms for you to fill out. The highlight though of course is this area here. A viewing window and an expanse of desolate terrain. And this switch, which will activate a nuke that actually shakes the entire structure. Really cool feature actually, and that ground out there does look real, doesn't it? And that's because it is, for the most part. Heading outside, I wanted to have a look around. The initial section of rocky terrain is traversable, but if you head too far in, and yeah, you'll fall down. And it's a pretty long way until you get back to the entrance. The initial bit of terrain though is perfect for watching the nuke up close, and I was wondering how big the actual explosion is, but it's mostly some clever perspective. As Monty took over and headed straight into the mushroom cloud, and you can tell it's definitely not to scale. But that's it for today. What do you think of the new items? Will you be picking up the new shelter? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this particular video, then please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. We post a variety of different Fallout 76 content, so turning on the bell icon is definitely the best way to stay up to date. With that said though, I'm off. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.